Two teams, the number 1 seed versus the 3 seed. There's a history with these two teams here, Jeff. We talk about the last couple of seasons, the winter final last year, the spring final as well. They knocked each other out. They're a match today.
All I'm going to say is Division I FPF. That is the elusive title that the Braves have been looking for. They won a few of the Division A, but as everyone knows, Division I is the real deal. And this is the team that they wanted to be facing in the finals to capture their first Division I title.
We talk about quarterback play. We know this is the Regal of the Regals here. Joe Mayer, Kevin Wyeth, 1 turnover. Could that be the difference in this game?
I think quarterback play, especially in Division I, is such a huge factor. You know, Kevin Wyeth has been the standard in this league, but Joe Mayer is right there. He's coming up on his heels, and really looking forward to see both of these quarterbacks playing in this game.
Well, we get ready now for the kickoff here between the Braves and the All-Stars here. Jeff Rosenblatt, Mocon, as we now make our way towards the booth and get things going on here in this game, as now it will be the Braves who will get things underway. We talk about this team and what they did during the regular season. They won the All-Stars 49-48 and 50-32 as well. So we talk about these, 34-32 and 34-20 over the Braves. So this has been one of those games here where the last few weeks, a few times, has gone in favor of the All-Stars.
I mean, offense is the key in FPF, so look for a super high-scoring game. These are arguably the two best quarterbacks in the whole league, so I'm looking forward to a shootout where one defensive stop or even some converts could be the difference in this one.
A high-profile rivalry with these two teams here. It is going to be the Braves on offense in their blacks, All-Stars in their whites. Keyshawn Thompson, the membrane of this defense here. We talk about some of the intriguing matchups, which we'll get to during the game. And here is the first play for Joe Mayer and his offense. Short snap, looking towards the left side, going towards the left side, called by Pilon, who had a fabulous game against Kangaroos last week, over 150 yards receiving, and he opens up his account with his first catch.
Yeah, Alex Pilon, one of the staples of this team. Obviously, as a lot of people know, his brother Serge got injured. We wish him a speedy recovery, but Alex Pilon, one of the best players in FPF.
Well, they do get back one player, which we'll get to after this play here, and we'll talk about his impact and what value he will have, given that he's not played in a long time. Georges Garapi, but it'll be a 1st and 10 here, just shy of the midfield stripe here. 21 minutes left in this first half. Mayer launching, cocking, going deep. Pilon out of bounds, 2 steps. So Georges Garapi is back in the lineup here. What do we expect from him? Do you think he might play on a pitch count here, maybe 10 plays, 20 plays, given what he can bring to the team?
I talked to Joe a little bit before the game. He told me that George obviously isn't 100%. He's been injured for roughly half the season, but he plays such a huge role on offense, being that safety blanket for Joe. They have an unbelievable connection. He throws that ball out of bounds to him where only he can get it. So on those 3rd and 4th downs, look for George to make a few big plays.
We talk about the unsung heroes too. Could he be the unsung hero for this Braves attack if he's going to be called upon?
I would say absolutely, except it sounds funny calling George an unsung hero. I have another guy in mind.
And here is a guy in mind, and William Trottier up into the left side. Around Matt Bond he goes, and he's shy of the end zone. And now they're inside deep in the red zone territory, and a fizzing start here for this Braves offense.
So you got it. Will Trottier is my guy on the Braves to look out in this game. You have Phil Ferrand, you have JD, you have Pilon, you have all of these studs, and Will Trottier, I don't think, really gets the recognition he deserves. He is my prediction to be the unsung hero for the Braves during this game.
A marauding start here. Could they get the first 6 of the day? Of course, they won the last time they played each other in the finals, 50-32 in the spring season. The All-Stars won 49-48 last winter. Mayer, right side, and that ball was sent towards St. Hilaire with 19:38 left here in this first half. And the pass rush could be the key here for the All-Stars. They do have a rotation, of course. It is Mac Hirak, but, of course, they're missing the Submergents, who were a part of that rotation when it came to the pass rushing department for themselves.
Absolutely. Sean Submergian was their rusher to start the year. He is a tall, unbelievably athletic guy who's really a difference maker at rusher. Due to some issues, he's not here with his brother Rory, so Matt, who obviously is a legendary FPF, is going to step in his place.
And now it is a chance for Mac Hirak, who had 3 sacks during the regular season. 19 minutes left, your 3-minute drive, base formation. Mayer looking towards the middle. And Alex Pilon, if he was perhaps a little bit, Alex Pilon, big point, was a little bit taller, that might have been 6 points right there.
You know, for the Braves, it's 1st down, 4th down. Honestly, these guys are so confident. If you saw the play before this one to Alex, Joe just threw that ball away when he had nothing. It's just a savvy veteran quarterback play to throw the ball away if there's nothing there.
18:35 left here. Opening drive, 3.5 minutes on this opening drive for Joe Mario in this attack. We look at Phil Ferrand. He's occupying the width on the right side. Trottier is the second receiver to the right. J.D. Chevalier, we've not mentioned his name. Could he be the calling card now? Mayer, pressure, low ball, and a cool, instinctive finish for the 6 for the Braves. And they strike first with 18:13 left in this first half.
I mean, what else do you expect from J.D. Chevalier? You expect touchdowns, and there's the first one of the day for him.
And now we look at the replay here. That was like a baseball pitch right there. Finding the strike zone and find the perfect angle to get that in for the strike.
I mean, with the All-Stars defense being as good as they are, yeah, look at that play. Pat was almost there, Bond was always there, and he just fit that into a super tight window for the touchdown.
And now it is the pending extra point. Again, we expect both teams to go for 2, right? That's going to be the calling card. There's no other options. 1 is such a foreign concept for them. 2 point is the currency for them, the passport to victory perhaps for these two teams. Here we go. Second quarterback dropping. Trottier's got plenty of space. Kerouac trying to close down the gap. To the left side it goes. Pilon, acrobatic and emphatic for the 8-point lead. 17:31 left here in this first half.
I mean, just a staple of the Braves play. They normally drop 2 guys. There they decided to only drop 1 and go trips left. They have 2 guys on the left side. Let me see. Do they have, 1 in the front, almost 2 in the back.
Pilon like boxed out the DB on that play almost.
Was a great play. Classic Braves play.
And now we talk about the starburst offense of Kevin Wyeth and what they can bring to this offense. 63 touchdowns, 2 INTs, almost 2,300 yards passed. 23,000 would be crazy for a season, but we'll see how they do on their first series. Wyeth, left side. Quay Johnson up ahead. To the near side he goes, and he's tackled by George Guerapi, who's making his appearance on defense here. It'll be a first down for this All-Stars attack.
Classic triple slants, away for Kevin Wyeth to start the game. Almost an uncoverable play that you'll be seeing a lot of today. And his reads are, well, Kevin Wyeth-esque. What else is there to say?
Well, the attacking army for this All-Star team, Chris Miard is on the left side with Pat Jerome as the right slot back on your screen. Quay Johnson, Theo Jaya is on the left side. Matt Kerouac, the snapper. And here's the second play. Wyeth looking to the left, middle, open. Jerome up ahead. Guillaume Ballon in on the tackle. And Pat Jerome during the regular season had a wonderful start. 40 catches, 514, 3 touchdowns, but a big catch by him.
Is there a better connection in FPF than Wyeth to Jerome is what
it's
I would
romance.
like to know.
It is a romance right there, you know.
Absolutely.
Kevin Wyeth has a romance with the football, but he has a true romance with a player in Pat Jerome. And we'll be curious to see Guillaume Ballon could be the X factor as the DB, the best defensive player, two-way player in Division I, could be the factor in trying to shadow Jerome step for step.
Guillaume Ballon is one of the best DBs in all of FPF. If someone can make a play, I would not be surprised if it's him.
Red zone for the All-Stars. Wyeth looking. Jerome! And the telescopic arms of Phil Ferrand came through with a forensic touch, and that would have been maybe a pick 6 or 6 points for the All-Stars.
That was very close. I'm surprised Kevin threw that ball. Let me take a look at this play. Pat doing it out. Woo, Phil jumped that. That was a great defensive play. Great defensive play.
And we talk about swings. 2-score game is almost like a 3-score game practically in this type of context. But again, both teams, if they're down by 2-3 scores, always find a way to get back in the game here. And now it'll be second down coming up here for the All-Stars. 15-10 left in this first half. Jeff Rosenblatt, Mocom, base formation. Quay Johnson, the second receiver to the left for Wyeth. Snappers by Kerouac. Wyeth looking slant. Ojea in for 6. A late season acquisition. 3 TDs during the regular season and a massive touchdown in traffic to make it an 8-6 game here for the Braves.
Anytime you can add Theo Ojea midseason, you know you're doing something right. So we take a look at this play. Theo running a slant. JD goes to just a little bit late trying to jump that route, but a great slant route from Theo.
We're seeing them figure out the front passing options here. Almost another pick by the Braves defense. Perhaps something to look forward to keeping the back of our memory bank towards the end of the game.
Yeah, and knowing Kevin, if he sees him jumping the top, you'll see some back of the end zone ends. You'll see some routes in the back of the end zone for sure.
Well, they come back with their own right hook here. Perhaps tying this game up at 8-8. Wyeth. Middle. Miard. No flag in the play. Ferrand in on the coverage. So 8-6 game. Braves ball here. And now we're starting to see this game start to set the die in the ocean of the Div 1 waters of what they want to be. And quite frankly, it might be one of those games where we'll not be quick strike here, Jeff, but it might be 4, 5, 6 plays, try to milk the clock and score it with that time remaining in the game.
That is definitely an option. Depending on how each offense is flowing, they may go for the one punch. They may go for the longer drive. We'll see what happens.
13:50 left here in this first half. Mario looking towards the left, looking, launching, deflected, almost picked off by Keyshawn Thompson. 10 from Mike Pierce-Saint. Kerouac in on the deflection, and he got the forensic touch on that with his edge of the fingertips. And right here you see it from there.
Did Kerouac get a piece of that
he
ball?
Definitely
he
did.
Definitely did. That is just veteran rushing from Kerouac, knowing when to jump, when not to jump. And who knows if he could get a pick on one of these plays like he did in that other final where he had a pick six, and it was just an unbelievable play.
Kerouac, a Saturnian at the pass rusher. Keyshawn Thompson was patrolling and controlling that middle of the field. Mike Pierce-Saint, Keyshawn Thompson, that might be the matchup, the unsung matchup to look forward to with these two teams going at it tonight. 13:05 left here in this first half. Here's Joe Maria looking towards the left side, and he is sacked by Matt Kerouac. And Joe Maria is rarely sacked during the regular season, and that's a massive play for the All-Star defense here with 12:53 left.
That is what we call a coverage sack. These All-Stars are shooting everywhere. Great play by Keyshawn to jump in and look at Mike Pierce-Saint, who's Joe's safety blanket. That was great rush, great defense.
And that, an 8-6 lead here, and now a massive play in the storybook in the second chapter of this matchup here, or the third chapter, with this being the second series for the Braves offense here. Jeff Rosenblatt, Mo Khan, can the poacher and Joe Mayer get himself a first down to prolong this drive here? Trate is the second receiver to the right. Guillaume Ballon is occupying the width on the right. Here's Joe Mayer, second quarterback, and Trate in the end zone. He's got time, looking, firing, and that ball went into the no man's territory, into the swampland. And just like that, Pilon upset by that play, and now a big opportunity here for the All-Star defense to come up with a turnover coming up.
Dangerous pass from Will Trottier there. It looked like there were way more All-Stars than there were Braves in that area, but huge fourth down coming. Let's see what Joe has drawn up.
It wasn't a sumptuous pass from William Trottier on that play, but now they do need a delicious pass coming in from the hands of Joe Mayer. You have to go with your quarterback and not the second option on this fourth down coming up.
No, even though Will Trottier is an unbelievable quarterback, I think you got to put the hands in Joe Mayer here fourth down because they need a big play.
A central figure with some flamboyant receivers on that Braves attacking intent. George Garapi on the sideline with Philippe Farron. Here is Joe Mayer. Plenty of time. Deep. Pilon. 6 points.
Oh, my God. Alex Pilon. What else is there to say?
Mayer, the touchdown creator. Pilon, the touchdown maker. And now it is a 14-6 lead. And we'll get the replay again on that matchup here. But what started to play was the early movement by Kerouac that gave Mayer that extra second to go deep on that play.
That's it. The Braves went on 2 to get Matt to jump a little bit early. We have Alex Pilon from the left wide running a big fat post all the way across the field. Matt Bond just a hair away. Perfect pass, perfect catch, touchdown Braves.
Instinctive, authoritative by the Braves offense and how they were able to get that ball through. And now a 14-6 lead, and this could be a 2-score game here with 10:35 left if they convert on the 2-point convert. Here's Mayer. Backing up, back heel up in the air, and deflected away by Theo Ojea. So it remains an 8-point gap with 10:25 left here, but that not seems is a deflating mental end for the All-Stars. But they have to keep that in mind here, that any small glitch by them could cost them as it did on that play.
Anytime you have 4th and 10 against Joe Mayer and the Braves, you're thinking to yourself, this could be the turning point in the game. And what do? Throw a 40 bomb. It's a little bit deflating for their defense, but I'm sure Kevin is about to come back on offense and take care of business.
And this is what you call a heavyweight fight. A blow to the ribcage by the Braves on the body of the All-Stars. Now, what is the response here for Kevin Wyeth in this attacking front? Wyeth going deep. Ojea going up in the air, using his rocket launchers to get that ball tackled by George Garapi, who's playing defense right now. So you have to figure for George Garapi, he might be playing defense only not to ruin the rapport that the receivers had with Joe Maria with him gone since midway through the season.
I mean, these guys have been playing flag together for so long, but I do agree. I think they want to keep what's been working for the last little while for the Braves. So it looks like George is going to be in on defense and probably not get that many reps on offense tonight.
Well, we'll see now who has legs for the final laps here. We talk about the depth. That could be a key factor here. 14-6 lead, 9:15 left here. Jeff Rosenblatt, Mo Khan. It has been a sumptuous game. It's been tantalizing in how this has been playing out here. Twisting the tails at every key moment in this matchup. And here's Kevin Wyeth looking to perhaps give himself 6 more points. Here's Chris Miard, his first catch, and he's tackled by Philippe Farron just shy of the 3-yard line inside the red zone with 8:55 left here in this first half.
I mean, classic All-Stars. They go to Theo on the first play, get almost half the field, and almost score a touchdown on their second play. Quick strike offense. These guys really can do it all. It's I really think a shootout is coming here, Mo.
Plenty of enterprise by both teams. The attacking intent, the offensive enterprise by both teams has been second to none so far, and it might come down to one turnover in this football game.
Completely agree. It could even come down to no turnovers and just a battle of converts, where I think I might even give the edge to the Braves, but let's see what happens.
And they have the DNA to hit those 2-point converts at a high clip. And we'll see now for Kevin Wyeth with 8:18 left in this first half. Can he get 6? Wyeth bumping. Middle. Quade Johnson incomplete. If he was maybe 6'4", he would have had that for a touchdown.
Pretty good defense by George there. Were they playing man? We'll take a look at the replay, but George and Quade is an interesting matchup to look out for if they're going to be covering each other.
And that's the play that they won against FlagPlus last week on that slant in by Quade Johnson to win it with 2 plays left.
Absolutely, that back of the end zone in from Quade, staple of their offense.
And right now, Wyeth trying to break through this black wall of Braves players here in this first half. 7:40 left to go. 14-6 lead for the Braves. Joe Mayo watching Matt Kerouac. Pay him on the rusher. Here is Wyeth. Middle. Johnson. 6. 14-12 lead. The guile, the flair merchant of Quade Johnson coming through on that play. And now the 2-point lead, a 2-point lead for the Braves. A big 2-point combo coming up here for the All-Stars.
I think they went back. The Braves decided to play man-to-man defense there, and Quade just ran a beautiful route on the back of the end zone. Take a look at the replay. He almost as if he was doing a little shake to the outside and then come back inside, but Kev, perfect ball to Quade, back of the end zone, 14-12, going for 2.
And now another opportunity here. The conjecture of this game could be, as you said before, the point conjecture could be extra points here for Kevin Wyeth and Joe Mayer, and 2 vital points here to bring back the parity in this matchup. Wyeth, back end zone, and that ball had a little too much meat on that pass. So a 14-12 lead. 6:48 left. Again, the second half ball goes to the All-Stars, so they do have that in the back pocket. But this drive could be pivotal for the Braves to try to keep that lead up ahead.
I mean, the way it's looking here, this is just going to be score after score after score. If any type of stop happens in this game, I think that could be the straw that breaks the camel back for that team. So let's see what happens on this drive.
You talk about the Nordic meat ship of the Braves. They have a bunch of poachers on this team that can score points at any given moment. J.D. Chevalier could be the guy to watch out for. Here's Mayer. Middle. Pierce. Plenty of space. Like a surgeon opening up the heart of the All-Stars defense, he gets himself a first down of 11 yards.
Safety blanket, Mike Pierce. It's almost as if he doesn't run routes. He just finds the empty zone of whatever the defense is giving him. He puts himself in that spot, and when Joe needs him, he's right there.
You know what you call him? A general football player.
Yes, general.
That's what he is, a general football player.
I like it.
South of 6 in this first half. 14-12 lead for the Braves. It is Braves on offense. They're 2 for 2 on touchdown scores, plus the extra point, 2-point convert as well. And for the All-Stars, they've scored 2, but no converts yet. And we'll see now for Joe Mayer if he can get himself 6 plus 2 more. Mayer. Left side, Chevalier around Bond, and away he goes around Jerome in for the tackle. And for Matt Bond, he had a tough afternoon last Sunday against FlagPlus, and Joe Mario picking on Matt Bond, as you see on the replay coming up.
Yeah, Matt Bond, a teammate of mine, incredible defender, but JD had a nice route there, a little out, and Matt Bond was just a
over pursued it right there. And now with 5:12 left here in this first half, 14-12 lead for the Braves over the All-Stars here. Jeff Rosenblatt, Mo Khan, and it's been a fantastic start to this game here. Almost a chess match at times, but the question is who can get the knockout blow on the last chess piece in this matchup. Here's Mayer, base formation once more. Looking towards the right side, and Phil Ferrand was the intended target, and that ball was a one-hopper out of bounds.
Phil ran a little in-out route, and that was not fooling Chris there. Chris Mayer made a great defensive play, and Joe made the right decision to throw the ball out of bounds.
4:35 left in this game, in the first half that is, and you have to think now for Joe Mayer, he's in control. He loves that clock control. No pressure at all.
This guy does not feel pressure. He is cool, calm, collected at all times. He is a veteran of this game. I don't think he's going to be rattled at all. Nothing new for him to see here.
What's in his magic bag of tricks now? Mayer, plenty of time. Piercing knocked by Thompson. And both players go down, and Piercing caught it in touchdown. I beg your pardon, as it looked like it was incomplete, but we'll see the replay of that. So a touchdown by Piercing as he got knocked by Keyshawn Thompson with the left shoulder.
Wow, what a catch after getting hit by Keyshawn, who is not a small guy. Touchdown, Mike Piercing.
See from the sideline here And he took the blunt force trauma and got that in. So within the eye of the needle, threading it through, got that touchdown through. It looked like it was incomplete because the ball, how it was positioned on Mike Pierce was not really caught cleanly. But again, now with 3:34 left here, 20-12 lead. And now trips left for the first time for the Braves offense on the extra point attempt. And now could they come up with a critical 2 points to make it a 10-point game here with 3:22 left. Mayer looking. Second quarterback is Trottier. Watched by Thompson. Rolling to his right, stopping, pivoting, going to the right again, closing it down. Thompson looking, pressuring, back heel throw, picked out by Kerouac, and he's taken away by Mike Pierce, and Kerouac pleading for a hold, and that won't be the case.
When they get into a situation where Will Trottier is throwing off his back leg, his back foot at midfield, that is not going to be a recipe for success for the Braves for these extra points.
2:50 left here in this first half of action. And now the hammer goes back into the hand of the All-Stars again. They do have the second half possession to start off the second period of play here. So if they do score now, at minimum, it could be a one-score game going towards the second half.
You know, as we know in FPF, timing is everything. If Kevin might look to matriculate down the field and not leave Joma any time, let's see what he decides to do here.
And now we'll see if the Foxes can bite back in this matchup. Here is Wyeth looking deep down the right side. Jerome, and that went through his hands. He thought he was impeded by Guillaume Ballon. We'll see in the replay. Maybe he might have gotten a right hand or left hand on the throw to Jerome, who had a step on Guillaume Ballon.
I mean, that was a tremendous route from Pat. Let's see, the ball goes up.
And he's saying that the right hand was impeding the left hand of Jerome. Would you challenge that if you were the All-Stars?
It looked like there was a little bit of contact to me, not enough to get a call, so I would not challenge that right now.
And of course, there is the challenge option. You get to have one timeout in the back pocket to do so, and we'll see what happens now.
You know, if I'm Kev, I have 1:45 left on the clock. I'm still feeling very, very good about what's going on here.
1:41 left here in this first half. Pat Jerome has not really been a factor yet, and here he is on the hook, and Guillaume Ballon right there like peanut butter and jelly to get that tackle, and that will be short of a first down, off by 2 yards with about 1:25 left in this first half.
You know, at this point with a minute left, if I'm Kevin, I'm taking this down all the way to not give the ball back to Joe, and hopefully.
But he might get plays, though. Like, no matter how you look at it, right? He might get plays, though, Jeff.
Yeah, he definitely might.
Now, if you're the Braves, would you call a timeout to preserve clock and still keep the one time on the back pocket for the halftime, for the replay?
You know, I'm up 20-12. I think I'm just going to play my defense. I'm not going to call my timeouts yet, and I'm going to see if we can do something to rattle Kevin.
A minute left before 5. Here's Wyeth, left side. Ojea backing up like a moonwalk and tackled by Garapi. Enough for a first down in the plus territory. So you're right. They're going to now play the clock in plays. And if you're Wyeth in control of the narrative now, do you maybe throw away a play to kind of when you get to 5 plays, if that's the case to be?
If I'm Kevin and I'm at the 5-yard line with 5 plays left, I might not just throw 1 play away. I might even throw 2 plays away. I'm that confident that I'm going to score from 5 yards and in, and I want to make sure that I'm not giving the ball back to Joe Maher and the Braves.
That's the voice of Jeff Rosenblatt, Mocon here. And now it is the All-Stars trying to stabilize their deficit to be down perhaps by 2, if not tie the game up. Kerouac through the middle and tackled by Ballon. And J.D. Chevalier was also in on the coverage. Now 16 seconds left, maybe 1 play left before 5 plays. And now the theory comes to the action that maybe you do kill off a play or two. Still about 7 yards away. They can get a first down, still 7 yards away from, and a timeout call on the field there. So 7 yards away from getting into the end zone. So do you kill a play even though you're still 7 yards away, or do you want to get that first down then kill off the plays?
I think with 15 seconds left, I believe the Braves called the timeout. That's what would make sense.
Which we thought would be the case.
Exactly. I'm going to try and get the first down here if I'm Kev. I'm going to try and get 5 yards away from the end zone, and then when they call the 5 plays, I'm going to throw the ball in the ground on the first play, try and score maybe on the second or third play to leave them with at most 3 plays left in the half.
All right, 14.8 left here before 5. So they call a timeout. And Joe Mario trying to play the first half possession in his favor to get one more crack at it. But again, we figure by the projection of how this is going on this drive, he might get, at best, 2 plays. Maybe.
I think Kevin is such a savvy vet that he knows that he doesn't want to give Joe more than 3 plays. The Braves have such an explosive offense. They can obviously score in 1 play, but I would give Joe as few plays as I can to end the half.
The scene of the crime is the end zone, and can they get themselves a touchdown here with 14.8 left in this first half? Steve Donald, the head referee of this matchup, a 4-person crew today for the Div 1 finals. And now a chance for Kevin Wyeth to get the first down, which they can still do so. They were about a nose away from that. They get the first down, and Jerome will not go down. He was forced down intentionally by Joe Maria to go in the end zone, but he gives himself up. So they get the first down, and now we are going to be in 5 plays.
That is exactly what I would have expected from Pat Jerome to do. If you saw what the Braves did there, they basically let him catch the ball, and they wanted him to score. But Pat, being the experienced player that he is, he stopped at the 1 yard line or the 2 yard line, and now I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin throws this ball right into the ground.
So now you say throw into the ground. So we're going to see maybe for sure a waste of play or 2 along the way.
That would be my prediction, but let's see what they do. He might just throw this ball right out of the end zone.
Right into our booth. He almost hit Matthew Kerouac in the jewels.
No, I'm not saying that we are fortune tellers, but obviously Kevin just threw the ball right into the ground because he wanted to limit the amount of plays that he gives Joe to end the half.
Right. So we'll see now on this next opportunity here for the All-Stars. Could they now go for it and now play the 4 plays? So there's 4 plays left in this first half. Base formation, Chris Miard on the right, along with Pat Jerome, the second receiver, Kerouac, snapper of this formation. Here's Wyeth. And, again, the one hopper towards Kerouac. So we're down to 3 plays. It is now third down. 3 plays here. So we're going to play the 3 plays here, and perhaps Braves getting one more chance at it.
See, now is where the Braves have to be telling themselves, he just wasted 2 plays. He thinks he can score whenever he wants on us. Let's take these 2 plays and try and get a stop to really turn the tides in this game.
And if you remember the last 2 scores, they almost had their hands on that ball that could have been pick 6, right? So we have to figure they might anticipate that front of the end zone being the calling card to get themselves through as a passport to the touchdown. And now we expect this to be a real play for Kevin Wyeth. Wyeth looking, pumping, and almost deflected.
Oh, my God.
It was by J.D. Chevalier, and Paymal dropped into coverage, and he almost had that fooling them. And see on the replay here, has this played out for Paymal right there.
Yeah, so they were running that same play that Quaid back in the end zone. What a play by J.D. Almost tipped the ball into Julien Paymal's hands.
And we called it again right there. Fortune tellers right there, Jeff.
That's
Said the front of the line, right? That's where they've been kind of guessing correct. They're getting the forensic touch on those balls here, but now can they get themselves that critical turnover? And now we're down to 4th down.
Yep.
With, I believe now, 2 plays.
Yep. 4th down, 2 plays to go. This play is huge. Let's see what Kevin calls.
Wyeth, middle. Well defended by Bellon. Jerome thought he was held. And now will they challenge it?
Okay. Yes, Kevin just pointed up to us. He said he wants to challenge this play. Let's take a look.
Right there.
Did Bellon hold him? There is definitely contact there. We're going to see what the refs say, but let's see.
That's a tough call because it looked like it was a bang-bang play. It did not look like Ballon twisted Kevin Wyeth. But he did have he did have a hand on him, though, and that's going to be the key. How was the hand manipulating him at all and trying to get that route? We need that sideline camera at the front of the end zone. That might give us a better angle here. Here we go.
Okay, let's take a look at this play.
Your call, Jeff.
So Kev snaps the ball. We know the route that Pat is running. Do we see what Guillaume Bellon did?
So the throw's done. No, that's
tough to see from that angle.
The best angle will be from our view here,
Yep.
which we hope to see once again here. So let's see it again once more from this viewpoint.
We have Pat Jerome running that sort of out-in. Classic play. Guillaume did not really fall for it.
So the right hand, you see how the right hand got around the rib cage? Is that going to be the call that will determine the fate? But again, remember, the All-Stars do get the ball back to start off the second half.
They do get the ball, but that would be such a huge turnover in this game. It's such a close call. There is definitely a little bit of contact.
Right now? I think it won't be.
I'm going to say the play stands.
I think it's going to stand on that play.
Play stands.
I think it was close, no question. There is contact, but I don't think it was enough to manipulate the alteration of Pat Jerome and believing that he was impeded on that play.
The issue is in Division I, there's always a little bit of contact. This is the best of the best.
The right hand right there on the rib cage, right there.
Right there.
That's the call. Is that impeding Pat Jerome and giving leverage to Guillaume Ballon to get around to get that ball with his left hand?
And you see Pat turn right to the ref as if I got held. That should have been a flag. Let's see what the review comes up with.
Now, the longer this goes, we'll see what the call is here. So the play stands. No call in favor of the All-Stars. So with one play left, that is almost like a moral victory for the Braves. The whole serve. Now they get one play left. And now the flag on the field here, and this might be an OC on Pat Jerome. And now it gives 10 free yards to the Braves. And for the Finest, they are starting to unravel a little bit here before the end of the first half. And for Pat Jerome, coming at a critical juncture here. So he's going to be off for this play plus 10 plays. Yeah.
Wow, that is very surprising. I wouldn't have expected that from a vet like Pat, but he's obviously very frustrated from that non-call, and he now has 10 plays that he's going to have to sit off moving into the second half. And with one play left, Mo, I wonder how many maybe they're going to drop 4 quarterbacks here and just send one guy to a right. Send George.
And guess who's in right now? Yep. George Garapi. Yep. So you have to wonder what type of, well, he's not the speed burner here. He's not the Usain Bolt of this offense. But perhaps he drops back with Trottier as the second quarterback. We'll see where he's lined up. But they do get 10 free yards. J.D. Chevalier is now inside his own end zone here. So they're going with a unique corkscrew formation with William Trottier. So 3 quarterbacks here trying to open up and loosen up this congestion of all-star defensive players out here. And it appears they might go only 2 pass rushers. Now it is a game of roulette. Who will have the last throw, the last roll of the dice in this first half? Could the Braves go up by 2 scores? Mayer. Here's Trottier on the right side. Deep. Garapi.
Oh, wow.
And that had no chance at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Will just overthrew that a little bit. I would have thought they might have tried a classic Braves tip play that they normally do, which is a guy at the front of the end zone and then tip it back, but didn't work out.
So a lot to process here in this first half, Jeff. The first half was going score for score. We were predicting how it would play out for that final drive for the All-Stars. And unfortunately, they came up empty. Challenge didn't work, and Pat Jerome got an OC. So he's going to miss the first 9 plays of the second half. Bigger loss is the challenge call or Pat Jerome not being out there for the first 9 plays?
I'd say the bigger loss is Pat. Pat plays offense and defense. He's obviously one of the best players on both sides of the field. So I think that's going to be a very interesting situation for the All-Stars without him to start the second half.
Okay, so we know the Braves, they look like they've controlled the narrative in the first half, right? How they played and all that. Do they change anything in their offense against now an All-Star team that will not have Pat Jerome at least for the first 9 plays?
I mean, obviously, whoever they have coming off the bench to replace Pat is going to be an all-star player. So I wouldn't change anything they're doing. The Braves' offense looks great. Their defense looks great. That was a huge stop. Obviously, I agree with what Kevin did with the gamble there to only leave 2 plays or 1 play left. But as you saw, it ended up biting him a little bit by not being able to convert that score.
So now we look at the All-Stars defense. They had their moments. They had them pinned in a cul-de-sac, and they got out of that cul-de-sac to give themselves that touchdown here. So what change do they do on defense here to kind of second-guess Joe Maria and making him believe that he sees something but it's not there?
I mean, again, I almost have the same answer. They held them to a 4th down where we saw Alex Pilon score on that post. They've had their chances to get stopped. They've been inches away from a pick and batting the ball away. So I would make, for both teams, I wouldn't make any changes. I would keep doing what they're doing. And if I'm the Braves defense, I'm patting myself on the back because I see 12 points on the scoreboard for Kevin in the first half, and that's a win.
It's a win indeed here. The first look, if we do like a copy box, tail of the tape here of the boxing match right now, Braves are leading in all categories. Scoreboard in particular being the most important one of the 2. But now go towards the second half here, and it feels like there could be another turnover in the cards for either side, and that could change the dimensions of this game like that.
I would say if the Braves get the first turnover of this game, I think that puts them obviously as a heavy favorite to win this game. And if the All-Star defense are able to come up with the turnover, then that is going to definitely change the dynamic of this game, and I would now put the All-Stars as the favorite if they get that.
Talk about unsung heroes here. Will Trottier is your unsung hero. Who from the All-Stars is the unsung hero for you?
My unsung hero for the All-Stars is going to be Chris Millard. I think in the second half he's going to come up with a big play on offense, maybe a 40 bomb, and on defense he's always someone that could possibly get a pick. So Chris Millard, I think a big play coming for him in the second half.
So we mentioned it before how you were talking to Joe Mario and Mike Pearson before the game. and talking about that roster composition. Take us inside what was going through their mindset as they get ready for this game.
Sure. So speaking of Joe, these guys have been together for a long time. They were playing flag football in Terrebonne where they were winning easily and decided to come to FPF to really test themselves against the best. They started in Division 2 in their first year, and they won Division 2 and said, we want to compete against the best. We want to compete in Division 1. And since then, that elusive Division 1 winter title has eluded them. And let's see this first play.
Johnson's got it down the deep post, and Ferrand in. So it finally works for them. So they had that pent-up anger, the Braves, on winning that Division 1 winter title here. And they had the 8-point lead with early in the second half here, but a big play by the All-Stars offense.
Huge play. We'll take a look at the replay, but I think that's just Quaid running a skinny post down the field, and he managed to find some open space, and obviously Kevin hit him with the spot. But yeah, just to finish on the Braves, they won a few Division A spring titles, but they really want to win that first Division 1 title. And Joe said there's no one that he wants to win it against except Kevin and the All-Stars because they've set the standard for the league.
The Centurion and Kevin Wyeth being challenged closely by Joe Mayer. Here is Wyeth looking towards the middle. Ojea has got it. He dropped it. An absolute sitter for Theo Ojea, and he has a blush of a moment here, caught in two minds, and we see from the replay he was all him, and he's dropped it.
I mean, you don't see that from Theo. Obviously, some of the surest hands in FBF. He ran a beautiful corner post route, beat his guy, and just had a very uncharacteristic drop for him.
And again, we talk about the first line of defense for the Braves at the front of the end zone. They got through and couldn't hit it. And you have to wonder if that maybe playing tricks on the All-Stars offense, trying to get themselves past that first deluge of black.
I mean, the Braves do a lot of moving around on defense, a lot of shooting. Could be disrupting a little bit of Kevin's vision.
Here is Ojea. He's holding the right slot back. Wyeth looking to the left. Pumping, firing. Johnson tackled by Bellon, or J.D. Chevalier, that is, I beg your pardon. And that will be down to the 3-yard line here with 20:14 left in this second half.
Great tackle by J.D. That's just Kevin finding an open guy and zipping it in there like he always does. Quaid with the sure hands making the catch, and they are right near the end zone right now.
So with this being an 8-point gap, again, the hammer is in the Braves' hands because they stopped them, and now is the All-Stars trying to equal them. But the Braves can still get that lead once again on their next possession.
I still say the finest sometimes also. Don't worry.
And George Garpi now rushing Kevin Wyeth. Wyeth, Miard, drop ball again. They are 2 for 2 for being 0 for 2 and drop balls in the end zone. And by your look, Jeff, bamboozled by that play right now, and the red zone coming up like ghosts for the All-Stars.
I mean, this is just unbelievably uncharacteristic of Chris and Theo here. Those are obviously perfect throws by Kev and catches that they make 99 out of 100 times. I wouldn't say it's championship jitters, just random plays.
Right now, the blushes have not been spared yet unless they do score on this play. It is a 20-12 lead as we approach 19 left in this second half here. The Braves in control of the narrative. Wyeth trying to ruin that conclusion and get himself a touchdown here in this second half. Middle looking. Johnson can't get to it. And Wyeth thought he was hooked. We'll see on the replay. And it is going to be right here on our lower screen.
I got to say, I don't see much here. I think that's just great defense by JD right there. I think that's great defense.
And one thing to look at the Braves right now, not to throw too many rose petals here, but they have said, we're taking on the challenger. We're going to be playing man-to-man, locking up here. And you can see the frustration on Quaid Johnson's face. And now this is a bigger drive here for the All-Stars defense with 18:25 left, Jeff.
Wow, that was a big turnover.
Here's Mayer. He's feeling it. He's fizzing it. Here's Trottier up ahead to the right side, and he's lowering his legs like a skier. Tackled by Johnson, and that will get close enough and will be more than enough for a first down.
The dip move, which has been popularized by a lot of the American flag teams. Braves obviously play tournaments in the U.S. I think they brought that back and have started to spread it around the FPF community.
And that has worked out well for them. It's been an adventure so far for the Braves offense and how they've been able to move forward. Can they find that iconic moment here on this winter funnel? Can they get their first ever winter title? Mayo dropping back 3 steps, looking, launching, going deep. Ferrand! And that was incomplete, intended for Phil Ferrand, bonding on the coverage. And that ball was zigging, and Ferrand was zagging the other way.
That was a little bit of a dangerous pass. Didn't love that decision from Joe there. I didn't look like there was anybody that was really open, but they live to play another down, second down.
And now, could this game have another twist in the tail here? This game still in jeopardy right now in terms of the storyline of this being a one-score game, but the All-Stars have to come up with something here to kind of change the dynamics and get themselves some momentum back in their favor. They've been in first place from start to finish. Slant, Pilon going towards the west and tackled by Matt Bond, who gets a crucial play to make it now third down coming up.
Great tackle from Matt Bond, and catching Alex Pilon from behind is very, very difficult when he's running a slant like that in the open field. So great tackle by Matt Bond to limit that to a few yards.
South of 17 left in the second half. What is going through the mind of Keyshawn Thompson as the captain of this defense here? Can he guess right, have his players in the right position to get his team a turnover in the second half? Joe Mayer is a master at this. He is almost like a Harvard education when it comes to the offensive execution, and he is on the left side, firing away. Pilon. And now it is a fourth down here, Jeff. What do you call if you're the All-Stars defense? You go man-to-man and give your DBs a chance to make a play.
I think I'm going to put the hands in my athletes. I'm calling man defense. We got about 4th and 8, 4th and 9. This is a huge play. If I'm Keyshawn, I'm saying let's man up against everyone and make a play and get the ball back for our offense.
And now a chance here. This could be the moment here. A moment of genius or a moment of panic from one of these teams. Who will come up with the play now in this second half? 16 to go. 20-12 lead for the Braves over the All-Stars. Trate and Chevalier the slots. Trate dropping back second quarterback. Here they go. They're going to play 4 receivers. Trate going crossbody. He's got Pierce and he's in for the 1-yard line.
What a play from Will Trate, the unsung hero. Unbelievable throw, finding Mike running basically a wheel route, uncovered from Theo there. Will making a unbelievable pass. Cross field to the 1-yard line. That is the play that they needed.
Static defending right there, but a worldy finish by Mike Pearson to put them at the 1-yard line and perhaps be up by 2 scores. And we might look at that moment here. Another 4th down conversion for the Braves, Jeff, that has come up regal. And now with 15-14 left in this ball game, the Science meeting the yards on that play for William Trate and Joe Mayer. And for the All-Stars, can they find a chance here? Let's not forget, though, they were down by 2 scores against FlagPlus and came back to win that ball game.
I was going to say, they always have the onside kick.
Mayer firing, almost picked off by Ojea.
That pass looked to be a little behind Mike Mo because he was wide open on that slant from the center position. I think Joe is going to kick himself a little bit for not putting that right into his chest.
And Mike Pearson knows that. You can see by his body expression how he is reacting to that play. And with that being still a 1-point score, a 1-score game, I beg your pardon, south of 14:35 left here in this ball game. Jeff Rosenblatt, Mo Khan on this Division I final here from Brossard, Quebec. So far the storyline has been drop balls by the All-Stars and clutch plays by the Braves. And now going to a trips left. Trate is the third receiver on the left. Chevalier the second on the left. And Pilon on the far left. Motion. Mayer jabbing, stepping, looking, throwing, touchdown. J.D. Chevalier, 26-12 lead. 2-point convert coming up here with 14 minutes left. And by the replay, you can see how that was cheeky in class.
If you see there, that's a play that the Braves do where they have Will Trate in motion, going from the left side of the field to the right side of the field to open things up. And they found J.D. running a drag across for the touchdown.
It just feels like with how this Braves team has authored these points here that they've caught the All-Stars one step behind them in the flow of play.
I mean, we are 30 minutes into this game, and Kevin Wyeth and the All-Stars have put up 12 points. That is not what I would have predicted.
Early movement again by Kerouac. Free play, and that could have been monstrous. So now it's a 14-point game. That changes the whole dynamics here, Jeff, where if it was a 28-12 lead, the All-Stars would have required 2 touchdowns and 2 double-point converts.
And let's not forget, they have their onside kick, so I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin comes down the field, scores here, and then decides to go for the onside kick to get the ball back.
All-Stars are now in deep red ink, down by 14. What does Kevin Wyeth have in his bag of tricks here in trying to get his team back down by 2 scores? Kerouac could be one solution right there. Chevalier in on the tackle, enough for a first down. And for Matt Kerouac during the regular season, again, 55 catches, 12 touchdowns. He's been the middle guy for this offensive attack.
Just like what Kevin has with Pat Jerome, he has the same connection with Matt. They are just basically unstoppable when he wants to get the ball to his snapper.
Johnson and Jerome, the slots. Miard again having a tough afternoon along with Ojea, who will come up big on this play. Wyeth now looking towards the deep middle, right side. Jerome skying, and he dropped it. got his hands on that. He went aerial artistic gravity in that play, but couldn't come down with the catch, as you see right here.
Yeah, he's basically running a corner route from the slot. He may have timed his jump a little bit early, but that is honestly a catch that I expect playoff P. Pat Jerome to make most of the time. Tough play.
The Cirque du Soleil moment was right there, but the landing was not.
Exactly.
26-12 lead, south of 12 left in this game. Again, this will be a chance here for the All-Stars to get themselves a first down. Kirak, again, close enough. Tackle devoured by Chevalier. And you're seeing that the Braves are giving the underneath stuff to Wyeth. And
they are.
Over the top. That has been the key. No explosive plays yet from the All-Stars.
I think that, they're playing a little bit of 3 deep. They're leaving the short middle open, and Matt's getting 7-8 yards whenever
Except
he wants it.
for one play to Quade Johnson in the early part of the second half. That's about it.
Yes.
Wyeth, again, firing right up at the Ojea, enough for a first down, and this will be inside the 10, so this will be first and goal with 11:25 left here. Again, no rush of trying to get this play in because they, again, have that chance to go for the onside kick if they do score.
Absolutely. Lots of time left. Chris Millard really not getting that many looks on offense. I think Phil Ferrand playing really good defense on him, almost shutting him down.
Ferrand has had a fabulous game. Guillaume Ballon has had a fantastic game, and here's Kenneth White trying to revive his game. And in fact, Millard! What is the call?
What is the call there?
First down for the Braves.
It is a pick. Wow, unbelievable. We just spoke about Phil Ferrand against Chris Millard. It looked like he picked him off, and then Chris stole the ball back from him. But the rules are if the defender gets the ball and has full possession, even if the offensive guy rips the ball away, that is still a pick going the other way.
The Braves thirsting for an INT, and that might be the passport to victory here from Brossard, up by a score of 26-12. And remember, the last time they played each other in the finals in spring, they won 50-32. So the All-Stars have scored only 44 points in almost 2 games. And the Braves have scored now 76 points here. A crucial moment here. And could this be the passport to victory now for Joe Mayer if he scores on this drive? Deep in his end zone. Mayer going deep for the kill shot, and that is going to go towards the highway.
I think smart play there from Joe Mayer. He was almost looking for a wheel that certainly wasn't there. And when the ball's not there, you throw the ball out of bounds and move on to the next play. But Mo, back to your previous comments. Unbelievable pick right there. That's a very uncharacteristic throw from Kevin.
We spoke about in the first half how that first line of defense, right? They were close. They were getting closer and closer, and they finally set the trap and got themselves that INT.
Crucial play in this game, that pick from Phil Ferrand. I'm not surprised that he made a play. He's a baller, and let's see what Joe Mayo can do on this drive to capitalize.
And now it is the monopoly that the Braves desire right now. Can they get themselves a valuable 6 points, which will be the currency of victory here? Mayer firing that pass at the J.D. Chevalier. Ball in on the tackle. And this will be more than enough for a first down of a gain of 12. And 5:18 left here. Now the clock becomes the ally of the Braves. 9:15 left here. They see that my eyes are failing, man. It looks like you see
hard to see from where we are. It's hard to see.
So 9:06 left here. I
but
apologize.
Joe Mayo just throwing a bullet to JD there. That's just a savvy veteran play. Perfect throw to get the first down. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Braves even try to take a little time off the clock, move down the field slow, and try and get a touchdown at the end of this long drive.
You have to wonder if that was the moment by Phil Ferrand on that play that could win them the championship here if they do so on this drive. Second quarterback dropping. Trottier has it. He had a big throw before. Here he is firing up ahead. Ooh. And that laser intended for Guillaume Bellon deflected away by Chris Millard with 8:34 left.
Great throw from Will. Tough catch to make from Guillaume Bellon there, but he's such a superb athlete that wouldn't have been surprised if he made that play. But, Mo, it just shows the Braves have these options to do these drop-back plays. They have JD that drops. They have Will Trottier that drops. These are 2 amazing quarterbacks. So you have 3 guys that can throw the ball. It just makes it super dangerous on offense.
You have to wonder now if the All-Stars are manning the panic stations right now because of what the clock is at 8:12 left in this game, and the attack-minded Braves have this kind of regressed the motion of just trying to go for a quick score and just trying to milk clock and get that score as well.
Yep.
Trips left here for the Braves. Mayer, second quarterback, is now Chevalier. He's got time. Thompson trying to close him down. Chevalier dancing his way through, and that will go out of bounds. And it'll be close enough to a first down. This will be third down coming up by a nose.
Yeah, it's just an embarrassment of riches for the Braves. They have George Garapi and Phil Ferrand on the bench right now, and they can drop 2 quarterbacks anytime they want to have 3 possible guys throwing. It just opens up the playbook that makes it very hard for Keyshawn to plan for that.
Route 1 finish here for the Braves is what they're looking for. And for them right now, the vision, the execution, the quality has been second to none in this game. And Joe Mayer knows it. If he gets his first down, Jeff, that can kill off another minute and a half, 2 minutes of clock.
And I think that's exactly what he's thinking. Let's get 2 or 3 yards, get a first down, and then keep moving the ball slowly and kill the clock.
You're saying easy, fundamental catch. OJ in on the tackle. And now with 7 to go, we are going to assume that if they, again, exhaust it to the 4th down, it might leave perhaps 5 minutes left if the best case scenario is for the All-Stars.
Yeah, All-Stars, honestly, if I'm the All-Stars right now, I'm playing man-to-man defense, and I'm gambling because we need a pick right now. We're down 14 points. We need to get the ball back ASAP. 7
intriguing minutes left here in this matchup. It's a 2-score game for the Braves, up by a score 26-12. Jeff Rosenblatt, Mo here on the Division I Finals from Brossard, Quebec. Base formation. Pilon had a masterclass catch in the first half. Could his number be called now? Early move by Kirak. Jab move. And here is Chevalier and Ojea in on the tackle. And one thing I've noticed, and maybe you've noticed as well, Jeff, as a quarterback, the double snap count by Joe Maria has caught Kirak a few times and got him off the pass rush of him.
Any extra few seconds that you can get when you have Matt rushing at you is huge. So doing that, snapping the ball on 2 is huge play. We see JD subbing in now and George coming in on offense. Let's see how that affects their play calling right now.
You have to wonder, he's a red zone target, right? That size of him could be an issue here, and he's going to be loitering as the left slot back. So going to a trips left. He's the second receiver of the formation. Guillaume Ballon is the third receiver on that attacking side. Mayer going, Ballon, and that was an ankle throw as opposed to a waistline throw. And now with 5:35 left here, they're controlling the clock once again.
Yep. Not the worst thing to do to throw the ball away there. I think he was looking at Guillaume but saw Theo right behind him. So instead of risking possibly Theo jumping that route, he looks like he almost threw it into the ground. But again, time is running off the clock. Time is their ally right now. So I'm not surprised to watch Joe being very methodical right now.
You can put your mortgage on this now for Joe Mayer. He would love to get that touchdown on this next play perhaps and put this game away. 5 to go. Slant. Almost.
Wow.
Pilon in for touchdown.
Wow. You know, Theo, I completely understand what Theo did there. He really tried to jump that route. Let's see. They look like they're landing up in man. No, they were playing zone, and Theo read Joe Mayo's eyes, but he was just one hair behind getting there, and Alex catches that slant, goes in for the touchdown for a huge score for the Braves.
Right now the sun is shining on the Braves, exposing the All-Stars. Game of inches right now, and that inch definitely cost them points. And now a 3-score game with 4:31 left. We talk about the point accumulation in the last 2 finals here. The Braves have scored 82 to the 44 of the All-Stars. The All-Stars have not scored a point in the second half here, Jeff.
Shocking.
Remarkable.
Absolutely shocking. If you would have told me they have 12 points with 4 minutes left in the game, I would have said you're crazy.
Played a lotto. Double quarterback again. And now they're in kill clock.
Yes, this is classic Braves right here. They are just trying to kill as much clock as they can. They're going to try and take 30 seconds off this play.
And just like that, we're south of 4. Not many teams do that, though.
No, but it's very smart. It's very smart. You're up 3 scores. All you want to do is try to kill as much clock as you can now because you know Kevin has to go full pedal to the metal. If they score, go onside kick right away. So Braves are in an unbelievable position right now.
They're in the pole position now to win their first ever winter title. They have been chasing this for the last 4 years, and they're about to get it against the Kings of the Hill and the All-Stars. Paymont can't get the sack. Wyatt firing up ahead towards Jerome and tackled by Georges Garapi. They're going to have to really work the clock. Maybe go 2 for 1, 2 plays in 1 huddle shot over here.
I would agree. They shouldn't go back to the huddle. Kev should be calling 2 or 3 plays in advance and just rolling with it. But great play there by Kev to move his hips and elude Julien Paymont.
They need some Maverick-like moments now, Kevin Wyatt's offense. Here he is going short to Kirouac and Garapi right there. And, you know, Georges Garapi may not be the offensive savant right now, but he's been stern and sturdy on defense today.
Great flag there by George. He is normally a two-way player for the Braves, but obviously because of the injury, he's just on D right now.
2:46 left here. A remarkable point where for the All-Stars. Johnson, tackled by Joe Mayer. We go back, Jeff, a week ago. The Braves were able to have a safe execution against the Kangaroos in overtime. And here they are now, 228 away from their first ever Div 1 winter title.
Absolutely.
Wyeth, again, killing some valuable seconds here. Oh, because of the flag.
Oh, wow.
And now it is Wyeth looking for Johnson, looking over to the right side. Miard
What
got
a throw. What
And
a throw by Kevin Wyeth. Touchdown, Chris Millard, and they're running all the way back to get that onside kick.
And
going.
onside kick now. They're going to race back. 2:06 left here, and this is now the last roll of the dice. If they don't hit it now, this game's all but a wrap. And a 14-point lead. So let's look at it from this perspective here. Let's say they do hit the onside kick. They get the touchdown, 2-point convert. They would be down by 6.
Yeah.
But they would have to get this, I think, with at least a minute left before 5 plays. So this is going to be one of those situations here, Jeff, where you got to work quick, and make sure you get that touchdown before we hit the 1-minute mark before 5.
Absolutely. They're definitely behind the 8 ball right now, but if they could somehow get this onside kick and score in the next play and get the 2-point conversion, that's really their best chance to get back into this game.
And the onside kick success rate has been pretty decent in terms of how teams have been able to do so. J.D. Chevalier's playing the last line defense as the center fielder. Wyeth is going deep, deflected, picked off. Mayer.
Joe Maher likely solidifying the Division I championship for the Braves. A fitting person to do it.
The relentless pressure has led to the Braves now being 145 away from winning their first Div 1 championship, Jeff, and you have to give full props to the Braves. They were able to control the narrative from start to finish, then back away, and now here they are about to win 90 seconds away.
I'm going to say that the Braves defense is what, if they do obviously come out on top, it was the Braves defense that won this game for them.
It was, and we'll talk more about it in the postgame, but you think about it now with the double quarterback play here. Here's Chevalier. It felt like, we spoke about it in the first half, that once they got into the red zone, that first line of black wall uniforms was not allowing any balls coming in, and that kind of forced the different levels for Kevin Wyeth to look at. And once he went to that second level, we saw a drop from Quay Johnson, we saw a drop from Chris Millard, Theo Jaya, the challenges, it just kind of unraveled late in the first half for them.
It's almost like every bounce went the Braves' way in this game, and Kevin, who's normally just an artist with the ball, you know, I think those few drops really hurt them, but you got to give huge kudos to the Braves defense right now.
And right now, it is about to be a Braves win, and there may be no 5 plays. They might call it now, and that is the dagger in the hearts of the All-Stars, and the Braves can start their party, and they're about to win a championship for the first time in winter in their franchise history. For Mike Pierce, it will be his 3rd title this weekend, a hat-trick for Pierce, but most importantly, this will be a sumptuous and delicious championship celebration for the Braves.
The elusive Division I title that the Braves have been searching for the past 6 years since they entered the league. They deserve it. Kudos to them. They are a franchise in FPF that really needs to be dealt with, and I see multiple championships coming for them, and there it is.
The Braves are your 2023 winter champions. They have climbed the mountain and now at the pinnacle as the kings of Division I winter.
You know, speaking to Joe Maher before the game, he said, we want to play Kevin and the All-Stars. Like I already said, they're the best. We want to beat the best, and we just beat the best. So congratulations to the Braves.
And now we will have this chance here to do the post game coming up right now.
Any thoughts on who you think the MVP of this game is, Mo?
It'll be close. It might be Phil Ferrand from our sources, as people are trying to get themselves croissants in between in between everything here, as we now get back here, as we go back live to the camera angle here. But the Braves absolutely were regal in this game here. They were first class, top class, you name it, king of the kings here. They were phenomenal today, Jeff.
You know, it's like we said, that one turnover could make the difference. I believe they had 2 turnovers, one on downs and then one with that huge Phil Ferrand interception, not including the onside kick, but their defense came to play. It is almost impossible to stop Kevin and his offense, and they let up 18 points in this game. That is just unbelievable.
Turning point was the first half. That last drive, first half, we talked about the strategy, how important that was for the All-Stars, right? We said kill plays, try to not put the squeeze on the Braves. The Braves were in a cul-de-sac and somehow got out of it and look like roses at the end of the day.
Absolutely, and I still, if I was Kevin, would do the same thing. I would still be wasting those plays. It just happened to not work out, but unbelievable game.
We'll go down to Rob Capana with the trophy presentation. And as you can see right now, the trophy being presented to the Braves. And the MVP, Phil Ferrand, I think, should be the MVP. That big play changed the game's dynamics on a heartbeat right now.
I would agree.
There was a glitch in the heart for the All-Stars, and unfortunately they couldn't get resuscitated. And so Joe Mayo wins it.
Oh, okay. Okay, it was either Joe or Phil, in my opinion, so both well-deserving, and happy for Joe. He deserves it.
So Joe will win that award, and for the Braves, that black and green shirt will match their uniform.
That's it.
That championship T-shirt will match the uniform here.
It.
And you have to give, look, the All-Stars and the Braves are the dreadnoughts of Division I, the heavyweights. And they went punch for punch, but on this day, the Braves were much better.
I mean, they were. And again, like we said before, I would really give it to their defense. Of course, there were a few drops on the All-Star side, but the defensive game and defensive scheme that they came up with to stop Kevin, which we know is almost impossible, was really, really impressive. And I would have never thought again, 18 points for Kevin Wyeth in a championship game. That is just unbelievable.
6 only in the second half. Braves defense played phenomenal.
Tremendous. Tremendous.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much as always. Great job by you, my friend, on your maiden voyage here as a Division I analyst here.
That's it.
Congrats to the Braves. First championship in Division I winter season in their franchise's history in the FPF. We wish them congratulations. And for the All-Stars, they will now continue to move forward for the spring season and look to kind of end their jinx. They have not won a championship in the last calendar year, since last winter. We'll find out how this plays out for them in the spring season. On behalf of Jeff, the entire staff and crew here, wish you a great rest of the winter season. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.